Blessings, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Inspiredkeys TV. Welcome to Inspiredkeys Studios here in Lakeland, Florida. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about a technique that I use to create a choir out of minimal voices. And I say minimal because eventually I used more voices. But the technique I'm going to show you is with three-part harmony. All right, we'll be back. Hi, once again, my name is Joshua Hermina here from Inspiredkeys Studios in beautiful Lakeland, Florida. And like I said, we are going to show how I do the process or technique of doing a three-part harmony and creating them and then putting the effect of a choir, a bigger choir, okay? So there's different ways of doing this, but this is one way that it's pretty quick and pretty easy, and I'll show you what you're going to need. So here, let me show you first the three-part harmony. Okay, so that's the three-part harmony. Pretty typical. I don't have them spread stereo, although if you can see here, it is a stereo, but track. It's a mono track, but it's converted to stereo, and that's because this is why I'm going to show you. I have a doubler from Waves. This is a Waves doubler, and I have it on the four-part doubling effect. And I pretty much left it how it is in the default, which is detuned at 6 plus, 10 plus, and then minus 6 and minus 10. Everything else I pretty much left the same. All the delays and the panning are all the way. You can see the image here of how the pan is. Another good thing for this plugin is gives you a great stereo effect. I use it also on guitars, on some rock guitars, to give it some spread. And if you take out this button right here, which you see it's direct, this is the direct signal, and these are the affected signals, all the signals that have the effect. So I left that. Sometimes I do take it out, but I left it on this time just to show you that I'm just using the default setting. So now I'm going to move this a little bit out of the way, and I'm going to play this with the effect, the doubler effect, and so you can hear the difference. It's probably a good idea if you listen through it through your headphones or through some monitor speakers, okay? So here we go with the doubling effect. All right, so I don't know if you noticed the difference there, but there's a difference. There's a slight variation on the volume, but that's because the effect splits it and makes it stereo. Hard pan to left and to the right. So I'm going to play it again, but then I'm going to bypass it as I go, and I'll let you know. Off, on, I don't know if you noticed the big difference on, especially on the spread, and you do hear a little chorus effect taking effect here. Now I'm going to show you. Let me take the Antares one out, and so I'm going to show you which other one I use, and it's the Antares. Let me take this out of. I have it inactive because I have some automation on it. Quick way to do inactive or put it back active is just use control command at the same time, and it will place it right back. It's a quick way of doing it. And so I have it on 32 voices right here. This is Choir Evo from Antares, and you have the option of 4 voices, 8 voices, 16 voices, or 32 voices. That's meaning 32 part voices. So one voice, you can create it technically into 32 parts. The way that Antares, if I recall, describes this at, it does each individual voice, 32 voice in a different algorithm. They different, you know, they don't match each one. So you do hear a variation of, you hear a big choir effect, and you can, you know, change the timing here. I left it at 100. I did change. I have these 3 channels on each part of the harmony. And so I think, well, let me show you. Here I have it at 59. Here I have it at, oops, I have it at 56. So didn't really change it. Here I did change it a lot. It's at 85. And then this one here is the vibrato effect. So this one I have it at 19. This one at 17, and this one at 21. And so you can leave it as stock. You know, really, if you just put the 32 voices, you'll hear the effect. But I wanted to just kind of distort it more, put more pitch to it, and that way it sounded bad in a good way. And the reason I say that is because I wanted that like this, not too intelligible, if you will, because I'm using other 9 voices. I recorded 3 female voices doing repeating, stacking up their vocals 3 times. So that's why I say it was recorded. It's a 9-part voice, excuse me, and plus these make 12. And so, but I wanted to show you this part because I did do the same technique with the other voices. So I'm going to show you now with the effect, and then we'll come back and I'll show you without it. Big difference. Also, it spreads it out. As you can see here, it does do an extra stereo spread. So I have it spread out with the doubler already, and with the choir effect from Antares, it spreads it out even more. And so you will see, when I bypass it, you'll see a variance in the volume, but it is a great effect in my opinion, and it's an easy effect. I mean, this is just 3-part harmony, 3 voices that you're hearing. Okay, so here it is with the effect, and then I'll take out the effect. Without, with, big difference, huh? Let me remind you, this is only 3 voices. Now, I typically don't do it like this. Let me rephrase that. I typically wouldn't do it this way. I've now changed, and I do it a little bit more this way. Sometimes I do practice recording the whole choir, or if we don't have a lot of people or the choir's not available, bring in a few singers and we'll just double up on it. Because if you duplicate it, which I have done, but if you duplicate it, you can get a close effect. You just have to duplicate it a lot and then detune them a lot. And when I say a lot, it's because each vocal, then you have to detune them and pan them left and right and change the timing on it. So this does it all for you. You really don't have to do anything except slap it on and get the effect and adjust the volume accordingly. So again, that was the doubler from Waves, and Waves has some good. If you subscribe to Waves, you get good deals on the weekends, especially on weekends. They have very good deals. I've gotten these plugins with those weekend deals. They don't sponsor me. Antares doesn't sponsor me. I'm not getting paid for this. But this is some of the plugins that I do use, and they're, in my opinion, they do the work at a very minimal time frame. And I think it's a respectable sound. So again, that was the doubler, and the other one is Choir Evo from Antares. So I'm going to show you a little bit more, and I think right here the 9 part comes in. I have some osses, but this is the 9 part that comes in, and I'll show you a little bit the effect of what it does. All right, so that is 3 female singers, which did a great job, and they stacked the voices 3 times. So 3-part harmony 3 times, a total of 9 voices, plus the 3 voices that I showed you in the tutorial. But the procedure was the same. I did a front line, which means I concentrate on those. I tune those very nicely. And then the rest I kind of use the effect. So on 3 voices, I'm only using the double effect, the doubler from Waves, and then the other ones I'm using the doubler and the Antares. So let me see what else. I think that's it, except to show you in the contents of the music. This is a production I'm working on from Pastor Jose Flores, and soon to be released. This is going to be the single, so you are listening to this actually before it comes out. And so this is let me save this. This is in the contents with the music. Okay. So anyways, I just wanted to bring that little tip that of different ways. I know everybody does it different. This is one of the ways that I do it, and I thought I'd just bring a little demonstration of how it's done. If you have any questions, please subscribe to our channel below. Any comments, you can leave them below. If you have any questions, or if you want any tutorials, any questions that you have any concerning the studio, you can leave them below and we'll get back to them as soon as possible. So I hope you liked it, and again, this is 3-part harmony only, and you can do that effect with the doubler from Waves and the Choir Evo from Antares. All right, so I hope you enjoy that, and we'll see you on another episode of Inspiredkeys TV. So again, my name is Joshua Hermina from Inspiredkeys Studios, where we expand the horizon of your music. Blessings always. Bye.